Many seniors living alone skip meals entirely. This hidden epidemic isn't caused by a lack of food in the pantry, but by an overwhelming deficit of the physical and emotional energy required to prepare it. The modern default for this crisis is the $4 frozen convenience dinner. While it provides immediate relief from the labor of cooking, it typically swaps genuine nutrition for high sodium and processed fillers. Traditional culinary recipes often demand multi-step preparation and flavor layering, actions that become impossible when restricted by arthritis, chronic back pain, or the crushing silence of a kitchen that used to seat six. History provides a precedent for this operational struggle. During the Great Depression, families developed survival strategies that prioritized caloric density and ease of prep over every other factor. To address senior malnutrition effectively, we have to solve for operational friction. In a high-pain or low-energy environment, the logistical ease of a meal matters more than its culinary complexity. The poor man's one-pot meal functioned as an engineered survival system. It offered a bypass for physical and financial exhaustion, serving as a tactical tool for independence rather than a piece of culinary nostalgia. These systems rely on a specific trade-off, sacrificing flavor variety and fresh ingredients in exchange for extreme economic efficiency and minimal physical labor. This table shows the trade-off. A modern frozen dinner fails the budget and body, while a historical one-pot stew delivers high fiber and protein for 35 cents. Measured by these metrics, historical stews offer a significantly higher caloric return for every dollar. Choosing between these options is an act of human engineering. You are selecting the specific nutritional tool that bypasses your primary physical or financial hurdle. We can categorize these survival tools based on the constraints they solve, starting with the extreme budget maximizers. These are designed specifically for survival on a fixed income. In 1987, a retired steelworker in Pittsburgh maintained high-quality blood work while living on just $11 a week for groceries. His secret was a depression stew of ground beef, corn, and potatoes. This category relies on bulk dry goods like lentils and beans. Because these items have near zero profit margins and no brand advertising, they remain the cheapest high-density nutrients in the grocery store. The cooking methodology utilizes long, unattended simmer times. This requires foresight, like soaking beans overnight, but eliminates nearly all active labor at the stove. The resulting meal provides high levels of protein, fiber, and iron for pennies per serving. For those facing a financial deficit, the trade-off of a long cook time and repetitive flavor is the mathematically sound choice for long-term health. Category 2 focuses on mobility and pain savers. These systems are engineered for people dealing with severe arthritis or physical fatigue. This system removes the primary physical barriers of the kitchen, the grip strength needed for knives, the fine motor skills for prep, and the stamina required to stand for long periods. A Polish cabbage and sausage pot serves as the ideal example of zero knife work engineering. You assemble the meal by tearing cabbage by hand and snapping pre-cooked sausages into the pot. This eliminates raw meat handling and the danger of using sharp tools with unsteady hands. The trade-off here is a reliance on smoked or processed meats, which increases daily sodium intake. For the mobility impaired, that higher sodium level is an acceptable cost for maintaining independence and avoiding a cooking injury. The final category addresses cognitive fatigue and emotional apathy. This is the mental friction that makes cooking feel pointless when the table only has one chair. Using an open, dump, and stir methodology, pantry staples like tuna noodle pot or egg drop soup bypass the need for decision-making. These recipes rely on indefinite shelf-life items. The meal waits for you in the pantry, removing the pressure and guilt often associated with fresh produce that might rot before you feel like using it. This process requires under 15 minutes of attention. It is designed to get a person from a state of apathy to a state of being fed with the least amount of resistance. While mass feeding environments of the past relied on high-energy community kitchens, the single senior kitchen requires a different, more isolated kind of efficiency. This category has the most significant nutritional trade-off, relying heavily on simple carbohydrates and processed binders like cream of mushroom soup. When fighting severe apathy, a lower nutrition meal that actually reaches the table sustains life. A perfectly balanced recipe that never gets cooked provides no value at all. The practical goal is to map these historical solutions to your specific daily constraints. This flowchart provides a starting point. Identify your primary hurdle to choose your strategy. If financial, default to Category 1, bulk legumes. For physical pain, prioritize Category 2, tear and drop ingredients. For mental apathy, Category 3 pantry soups bypass decision fatigue entirely. Effective nutrition for those living with chronic illness depends on strategic flexibility. It is about deploying the correct operational strategy for whatever specific hurdle the day presents. These meals are not about modern foodie aesthetics. They are really about the psychological power of a solitary dinner. History shows dignity in these ingredients. Jazz legend Louis Armstrong proudly celebrated this cooking, famously signing his letters, "Red beans and ricely yours." The ultimate goal of these systems is to keep people fed, independent, and in their own homes. The highest form of culinary genius lies in engineering a system that preserves human dignity when everything else makes it easy to stop trying.